You have had the blessing truly, and I know the gratitude you have for all of the experiences is profound. But you've worked with so many of the greats as you're describing for us here. We have had who's become a friend as well over the years, Larry Matthews, of course, from the Dick Van Dyke Show. And you worked with the incomparable Dick Van Dyke, who's 100 years plus now.
God
God
bless him.
bless him.
God bless him.
Divorce American style. What was it like working on that and just working with Dick Van Dyke and everybody involved?
It was special. I mean, again, Dick was just so relaxed and funny and kept things light. And, Debbie Reynolds had a ping pong table on the stage and we played ping pong with her and we related to them just like our parents, but they treated us like pros. And, Dick was so funny and light, and he kept it that way on the set, so that any tension anybody was having, oh gosh, he wouldn't allow that on the set. He just kept it light and funny and loose, which is the key to good acting, I think.
It really is. You also had the opportunity to work with the legendary Michael Landon, Bonanza, and then, of course, work with him beyond that. But several of the Little House on the Prairie stars on the show over the years who have talked about working with Michael and his genius. And uh, what was it like having an opportunity to work with Michael Landon and everybody? You had opportunities with Bonanza.
Well, I mean, Bonanza was such an amazing show and a landmark of television. It was the first color television show I ever saw. I mean, that opening credit sequence was, that music, and it was every Sunday when it was first on. It was, if you knew anybody who had a color TV, you would be there and watch it. But Michael was very patient with me, and he was wonderfully, he was writing the shows, he was directing the shows, he was starring in the shows, and basically producing the show at that point after Dan Blocker had passed and um, Pernell Roberts had left the show. And but I was like studying acting, and I was taking it very seriously, and I was in my method acting stage, and I asked, so I was rather trying, I think, to some of the actors on the show. And but Michael was very patient and supportive and encouraging to me. And I'll never forget that. I mean, he just was. Um, he put up with a lot from me, because I would take so much time during rehearsal getting into character and stuff, and it was like, and he just walk up and just do it. But I mean, he'd
Just
been doing the show for, I don't know, 15 years at that point. So, but he showed me how, again, simple and honest and real was what he did.
Exactly right. And then he moved on to Highway to Heaven, of course, and Little House on the Prairie, and just this incredible body of work.
Yeah.
As mentioned, again, you've had so many fabulous opportunities to work with some of everybody's favorite people. I mean, working with Anne Bancroft, Mel Brooks.
It was a dream come true. I mean, nobody is a finer actor than Anne Bancroft, and no one is a funnier or finer writer, director, producer, actor than Mel Brooks. And but Mel is just, they were just polar opposites. Anne was just very simple and focused, but she was an Italian lady from the Bronx, or Jersey, I think, and she was tough, and she could give as well as she got from Mel. And Mel was just so excited and energetic and just filled with humor, and could make any situation, find the humor in in every situation. So it was just great to be around him and his crew. And um it was a real honor and a treat to. I remember we had one scene that I think you just had a picture of the three of us. I think that was one take. It was about a page long, and you really had to be there and in it and stay with them. And it was like playing tennis at Wimbledon, and you're with those two people. So I was tested and learned a lot from both of them.
You know, it's amazing. Your range is extraordinary because you've done, thriller to, dramatic to comedic, extraordinary holiday movies. Just whatever they throw at you, you have a magic about you to be able to take it
Thank you.
and make it your own, which is really extraordinary.